Namaste. Welcome everyone to the ultimate guide for your grade 12 computer science exam. We are going to tackle Chapter 3, Web Technology 2. My goal, to get you totally prepped to ace this thing. Let's do it.
All right, let's just get right into it. You know that feeling when you land on a website and it's just kind of there. Like it's basically a digital poster. Just text, some pictures, and that's the whole show. So what's the deal with that? And how come other sites feel so alive, so interactive?
Well, it all comes down to one big idea: static versus dynamic. Think of a static site like a PDF menu. Sure, you can read it, but you can't click to order, right? It doesn't do anything. A dynamic site, on the other hand, is like your favorite food delivery app. You can tap, swipe, search, order. It actually responds to what you do. It's interactive. It's alive.
Okay, so here's the plan for today. We're going to hit static versus dynamic, introduce the main players, JavaScript and PHP, see how they talk to the database, and wrap it all up with some killer exam tips. Sound good? Let's get started.
So the first big concept is understanding where the magic happens. Is it happening right there on your screen, inside your browser? Or is something working behind the scenes on a big, powerful computer somewhere else called a server? That's really the heart of it.
And that brings us to these two big deal terms you have to know: client-side and server-side scripting. Client-side, that's what your computer, the client, does. It's the stuff happening in your browser. Server-side is all the heavy lifting that happens on that powerful remote computer, the server, before the website even gets to you.
All right, let's start with the client side. And honestly, the hero of the client-side world is JavaScript. This is the language that makes web pages pop. It's what lets you see cool animations, check forms, and all that interactive stuff without constantly hitting the refresh button. Now, to make this whole thing stick, we're going to use an analogy. Let's imagine the entire web experience is like going to a restaurant. You, sitting there with your browser, you're the customer. And JavaScript, well, JavaScript is your friendly, super fast waiter.
So what does the waiter do? Well, think about it. The waiter can handle a bunch of stuff right there at your table, right? They can take your order, refill your water, confirm what you said. That's JavaScript. It handles things like validating a form, making sure your email address looks right, or popping open a menu when you click. It's quick, it's responsive, because it doesn't have to run back to the kitchen for every little thing.
Okay, exam alert. You're going to need to know some basic syntax. This right here is how you create a variable, a little storage box for information in JavaScript. You just use the word let, give your box a name, like clicks, and put something in it, like the number 0. That's it. This is literally how a website remembers stuff for a short time.
And then we have operators, the things that do stuff to our variables. See this plus plus? All that means is add 1. So if someone clicks a like button, our clicks variable goes from 0 to 1. Click it again, it goes to 2. See? The variable stores the number, the operator changes it. They work as a team.
Okay, so our waiter, JavaScript, is pretty awesome for front-of-house stuff, but it has its limits. There are some jobs that are just way too big for a waiter to handle alone, and that's when we need to go behind the scenes, to the server side. I mean, think about it. Your waiter can't cook you a 5-star meal right there at your table, can they? No way. They have to take your order to the kitchen. It's the same on the web. When you try to log into your account or search for a specific product, your browser doesn't have that information. It needs to send the request to the kitchen.
And that, my friends, is server-side scripting in a nutshell. It's a script, a program, that runs on that big web server. Its job is to do all the heavy lifting. It processes what you asked for, it might grab some info from a database, and then it literally builds a custom web page just for you and sends that finished product back to your browser.
So let's go back to our restaurant. The server, that's the kitchen. It's where the real work gets done. And the programming language that's running the kitchen, like PHP, for example, well, that's our head chef.
And here we go, another key exam point. Look closely. The syntax is different. In PHP, variables always start with a $sign. So instead of let, you've got this $sign. It's a small detail, but trust me, it's exactly the kind of thing they'll ask you about on the exam to see if you're paying attention. Okay, so we have our chef, PHP, working hard in the kitchen, which is the server. But a chef can't cook without ingredients, right? So where does all the information, all the usernames, the passwords, the product details, the blog posts, where does it all live? It's stored in the database. Think of the database as the restaurant's giant, super organized pantry.
All right, let's walk through the whole process from start to finish. Ready? 1. You click a button. 2. The waiter, JavaScript, takes that request and sends it to the kitchen. 3. The chef, PHP, gets the order. 4. The chef goes to the pantry, the database, and asks for the ingredients using a special language called SQL. 5. The chef cooks up your personalized web page and hands it back to the waiter. And 6. The waiter brings that finished page right back to your table. Bujnu bio? That's the entire cycle, right there.
And that special language I mentioned, the one the chef uses to talk to the pantry, that's SQL. It stands for Structured Query Language, and you can just think of it as the official language of databases. It's how we ask for, add, or update information.
Okay, everybody, eyes here. Seriously? This is gold for your exam. You are almost guaranteed to see a short question just like this. This is an SQL query. All it's saying, in plain English, is select the name column from the student's table. That's it. It's how you ask the database for specific information. You need to know this. Master it.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. We've seen the whole picture. So now, let's boil it all down to the absolute essentials, the stuff you really need to lock in for your exam. All right, quickfire review, let's go. Client side, in the browser, that's JavaScript, our waiter. Server side, behind the scenes, that's PHP, our chef. The database, where everything is stored, we talk to it with SQL. For your exam, 2 things are key. Know the syntax difference for variables, let in JavaScript, the $ in PHP. And you absolutely must know how to write a basic SQL select query to get data. That's where you're going to score easy marks, for sure.
And that's pretty much it. You now understand the fundamental pieces that make almost every modern website tick. Seriously, from a personal blog all the way to a huge shopping site, these are the core ideas. So that leaves just one question. With this new power, what's the first awesome thing you're going to build? Think about it. And good luck on your exams. You've got this.